अगर हमारी उम्र की तो ऐसे सुनाइएगा ये फोटो तो 50 में लेंगे
I already started enjoying my academics. I got a positive kickstart and developed into a more cheerful person. In all, I'm delighted to be a part of the Scottish family and hope to have a fruitful year ahead. Today, here I am on stage performing a classical dance and a Western music choir. I hope you enjoy the show. Now I will hand over the stage to the actors.
Each day holds a surprise, but only when it comes to us. Can we see, hear, or feel it? Let's not be afraid to receive. Each day is a surprise. It will open a new place in our hearts, a place where we celebrate life more fully.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the management, staff and students of Scottish High International School, I, Akul Grover,
And I, Shimona Agarwal,
of grade 11, extend a warm welcome to all our esteemed guests to our musical, dance and theatrical extravaganza in our annual function for the initials and for the newcomers to showcase their talent in our Monkey Business celebration for the session 2014 to 2015.
it is indeed absolutely apt to commence today's scintillating celebrations with some melodious music. Music defines a culture. It enriches the soul and brings tranquility to the mind. It irrigates the desert that our life has become.
For those who are feeling aimlessly lost in the journey to find themselves, those who are feeling stuck under the darkest cloud, waiting for a ray of sunshine, and those who simply need a dose of encouragement, need these words of wisdom being conveyed by the school choir in the form of an energetic and pulsating song, which will set the tempo for a colorful celebration that eagerly awaits us all.
Wasn't that a mesmerizing performance, Shimona? It most definitely was. She is a woman of substance. She's a meticulous, vivacious, multifaceted and dynamic leader. She is highly accomplished and adorned with several awards. Her life and works have made her a role model to so many of us. And we all at Scottish High are constantly basking under her warmth and humility. She embodies values and integrity, which makes her a pillar of strength. Can you guess what I'm talking about, Akul?
Of course I can, Shimona. You are undoubtedly talking about our school director, Miss Sudha Goyal. And let me tell you all that her valuable contribution and innovation in fields as diverse as academics, culture and arts have placed Scottish High International Schools as one of the leading IB, IGCSE and ICSE schools in the country. We now request our school director, Ms. Sudha Goyal, to please address the gathering. School prefects Anamit and Jamaica to please escort ma'am.
Thank you, Shimona and Akul. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome the task that makes you go beyond yourself. It may seem improbable and even incredulous to most people, but to fulfill a difficult desire and achieve the most arduous objective is all what the spirit of Scottish High stands for. Our special celebration today morning, which we in our own characteristic style term as monkey business, is a true manifestation of this enduring spirit. On behalf of the management, staff and students of Scottish High International School, I take this opportunity to warmly welcome our esteemed guests, Mr. and Mrs. K.K. Jaju, Dr. and Mrs. P.S. Saini, Mrs. and Mr. Hilu, and all our dear parents to the 10th Monkey Business celebration. Our show today continues with a decade-long tradition in which each and every newcomer of the Scottish High participates in a musical, theatrical dance show, which is a completely in-house, conceived, written, designed, and presented program. We proudly proclaim that with just about 20 days of coordinated and dedicated effort, the entire program has been passionately prepared by our Highlanders. What is actually astounding is that today morning we also celebrate the annual day of the initial chapter's tiny tour, who will surely steal your hearts and make you applaud continuously with their adorable and yes, proficient performance as they take you on a fascinating journey to dreamland. Do keep in mind that most participants in our function are students of grade pre-nursery and nursery who have stepped on stage in less than 3 weeks of joining their first formal school. And they will now display their vast potential with elan and confidence, which is indeed very unusual for 3 or 4-year-old children. Let me assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that this is just the very first vital step, and soon you will endorse the fact that Scottish High provides the roots to nurture your and our special saplings into smart and responsible young citizens of the world, and at the same time they are given wings to propel them higher and higher in the flight of their delightful discoveries. The year gone by has been one of multifarious achievements by our students in the academic sphere. For example, 2 of our students, Mukund Shah and Akash Jain, have been awarded scholarship for their excellent board results in the ISC board. In sports, our golf champion Ranveer Saini has made us proud by qualifying for the World Special Olympics to be held in Los Angeles, and his achievements have been recorded in the Limca Book of Records. Raymond Bakla, our skilled soccer star, has been chosen by the prestigious French soccer club FC Metz for a 1-month-long training camp in Paris, completely free of cost. Our Highlanders, Aditya Shekhawat and Shivang Singh, have participated in the leadership training program at the Doha Goals in Qatar. For all our endeavors and initiatives, we seek your support and cooperation as we firmly believe that the management, staff, students and parents are equal stakeholders in a dynamic school system, and it is with our concerted efforts that the children will be able to scale the highest summit of success. So, sit back and immerse yourself in the spectacular show which starts now, and have a great morning ahead. Thank you.
Welcome.
Dance is a hidden language and a conversation between body and soul.
Dance is the most moving and the most beautiful of arts, as it is an expression of life itself. Dance brings joy and a sense of accomplishment, as it is communication without words. Now, our school children will be redefining the ethos and vocabulary of dance, bestowing it with dignity and enriching it with a deeper canvas of expression.
Thank you.
experience.
Yes, indeed they would. Mr. Karthikeya Saini, the esteemed chairman of our school, is a compelling leader. His vehement and driven dedication has enabled all here at Scottish High to grow and prosper to indeterminable heights.
For all Highlanders, Mr. Karthikeya Saini is the ultimate mark of success, compassion and triumph. Some things that we all relentlessly aspire to be. May it be as an impactful orator, a highly commendable educationist, or his encouragement to sports. He has taught us all that no dream is unattainable, and no matter what mountain may lie in our path, nothing is unbeatable.
He has equipped all of us with tools that will help us for our entire life. He has given us a priceless edge in this competitive and challenging world. We now request our school chairman, Mr. Karthikeya Saini, to please address the gathering. School director, Ms. Sudha Goel, to please escort sir.
The great inventor Thomas Alva Edison had 1,093 patents to his name in his lifetime. You know what he once said? He said, opportunity is often missed by people because most often than not, it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what we here at Scottish High believe in. When the first idea of this year's Monkey's Business for New Children was mooted, the tiny tots of the initial chapter grabbed the opportunity and said, let us make it our own show, an annual function for the initial chapter, along with the Monkey's Business for New Children. It was not easy because they are small. And then I was reminded of this old story of two lumberjacks. There were these two lumberjacks who would take their saw in the morning to the jungle, cut trees and fall them. And there was this competition that who would fall the maximum number of trees in a day and night competition. So there was this old lumberjack and there was this young lumberjack. The younger man was young, energetic, strong, and the older one was old, weak, and tired. The competition began. Both of them went to different parts of the jungle with their saw and started cutting trees. The younger one told himself, I am young and strong, and I will be a winner by tomorrow morning. And every few hours, the younger one would smile because he would hear silence in the other part of the jungle for almost an hour. And he would tell himself, you know, the old man is tired and is taking rest, so I should continue and win this competition. Next morning, the trees were counted and the trophy was given to the older man. The younger lumberjack walked up to the old man and said, Sir, you are old. Every few hours you were tired and you rested. So how did you manage to fell more trees? The older one said, Yes, I am old. Yes, I was tired and rested every few hours to revive my energy. And yes, I felled more trees because while I rested, I chiseled and sharpened my saw. And that's what these little children are doing here behind the stage. They are small, They look weak in a way because of their age. They are tiny, but don't even dare to misjudge their capacity. Because the fact that these 3-year, 4-year and 5-year-olds said, we're going to dance along with the elders, we're going to perform the show. We know that this is not the annual function of the school, but we're going to make it look like an annual function, and that's how they've been practicing for the last 3 weeks. This is not just a show for these children. This show is a show of their determination for what they're going to do in the future. This show is about their resolve of how they're going to team together and win what they dream and want to win. Some of them may fall, but only to rise and learn to rise in life. Some of them may forget their dialogues, but will remember always. And some of them may even cry, but all of them are going to smile for the rest of their lives because they know that they will always recognize that man in overalls which looks like work, and they will always be that lumberjack who chisels and sharpens the saw while resting. Thank you, ladies.
Card numbers HR 26AN 7226.
As always, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the highlight of today morning's program. A musical dance drama specially prepared for you by the students of initial chapter and the newcomers within a few weeks of determined efforts. We present before you Journey to the Dreamland.
Well, hello everyone. It's time to take a nice long look as we excitedly turn the pages of our childhood's favorite book. A series of adventures with so many astonishing twists and turns. Anything is possible in the world of imagination as dear Alice learns. It's now time to travel back and forth from reality to the world of dreams. Do remember that with so many escapades, the truth is not what it really seems. So let us smile a while and go back to our childhood once more. Our journey to the dreamland will surely leave you asking for an encore.
Alice, please sit still and stop reading about. And whenever you speak, you need not shout. You startled me when I met an interesting page. Why don't you read too? You're now quite of age.
Oh, sister dear, we do not get cross. Books without pictures are total loss. I'd rather sing some daisies for Mount Redon. It will go with a pink dress she has worn. Oh, I'm so bored. All I do is just sit and dream.
Alice gets immersed in a world of dreams, surrounded by angels.
with anything. If you see the wonder of the fairy tale, you can take the future, even if you fail. I believe in angels, something good in everything I see. I believe in angels when I know the time is right for me. Cross the street, I had a dream. Cross the street.
Hey there, Rabbit. Where do you go? Why does the face of attention show? What's the problem? Tell me you. Oh, wait a while. I'll come with you.
Oh, not a long day, girl. Do not bother me now. I'm late already. And the Dutchess will create a row. I'm so late. The Dutchess will be so cross. Oh, my whiskers. Oh, my gloves. And my hat's gone for a toss. Be off with you, little girl. Go do justice to your book. And for heaven's sake, spare me that curious look. I'm sure today the Dutchess will behead me. I'm sure he will.
Oh, wait for me, Rabbit. Wait.
This, as she follows the rabbit into his burrow, surely some amazing adventures will now follow. He takes her to a place full of animals of every kind. They are all in a celebratory mood she will soon find. Giraffes, zebras, tigers, elephants, leopards, birds and monkeys all sing and dance. There are millions of species on our unique earth. Of speciality, variety and vibrancy, there indeed is no dearth. A mind-boggling sight, the music and rhythm puts her in a trance. It's a deep forest with colorful flora and fauna wherever you go. Do not be afraid. There is great joy and merrymaking, all happening in Rio.
Living my life in the jungle, everything's wild and free.
Never alone, 'cause this is our home.
Magic happens for real, it's real. All by yourself. You can't sing it coming, you can't find it anywhere else.
Oh well, king, 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 king. Birds like me, king.
The Fosters, Alice will soon find. Now, such a spate of inconceivable, unimaginable incidents take place as Alice chases the harried rabbit in a fast and frantic race. She comes to a place. With hammers, saws and nails, what place could this be? She stops and stares, looks around, and guess what does she see? Pots and pans, lots of riffraff, and amongst them a tiny key. But she takes a gulp from a bottle there as she is so thirsty. Lo and behold, to her utter dismay, she becomes tiny. Oh, she shrinks in size. And then, with a bite of cake, she becomes so big. What a shocking surprise. Hapless, what should be her next course of action? She thinks aloud. Things that happen to her would indeed make a magician proud. Alice cries and cries. Oh God, what should she do? Where should she go? And then she meets a mouse, a quacking duck, and yes, even a fast disappearing dodo. So let us watch.
Mr. Rabbit! Mr. Rabbit! Oh dear, where shall I go now? What place is this? It looks so strange. And why is everything here so deranged? Now, what would a rabbit do with a hammer, saw, nails and screw? Oh, look there! That's a razor sharp. A clean-shaved rabbit? Now that's a farce. Mr. Rabbit! Mr. Rabbit! Hey you there, Rabbit! Please slow down! I've been chasing you all through the town. Oh, wait for me! Whoa! Now, Mr. Rabbit, that was rude. Shutting the door on a lady's face? Ah, no one taught you. Such a disgrace. Oh dear, I'm such a mess. There's just all over my dress. What should I do now? Ah, a key. Yippee, I'm sure it will help me succeed. Let me try. Oh, it's useless. Oh, but first I must fetch my purse. Mother says first thing comes first. Oh, a bottle? Oh, it's so clear. With a message on a bottle's rear? Oh, no, don't tell me I have to read again. I'll just throw my books down the dirty lane. Let me try. D-R-I-N-K. Drunks. Oh, let me try again. D-R-I-N-K. Rooms. Oh, never mind. I'll happening? I don't know. Sometimes I shrink and sometimes I grow. Hey there! Do you realize you pretty silly fool? Your dear man creating a big quality food. Also, the duck is having a volatile. My bird is getting cold round and home of mine. Quack, quack, what? Quack, quack, what? There is a layer of salt on my back. There is no fish in this pool for me. Oh, do stop shedding those salty tears. You are creating a catastrophe. What's the big deal? And what's the humdrum? This salty soup is not good for me. Time to vanish from this earth has come for me. Come friends, let's go. Oh, do, do. Oh, dum, dum, dum. Oh, do. Hey there, you white hair. Is it because of you I've got into this mess? Oh, now there's so much salt on my dress.
Don't follow me if you're thinking you should. Go back to your book down there in the woods. Run and downhill, girl. Do not bother me now. I'm late already, and the Dutcher will create me wrong. I'm so late. The Dutcher will be so cross. Oh, my whiskers. Oh, my gloves. And my hat's gone for a toss. I'm sure today she'll behead me. I'm late.
Go back to reading, which I don't like. Oh, no, Mr. Rabbit. I'm all pleased only go with you. Oh, no! The rabbit's gone again. I tried to catch up, but it's all in vain. Perhaps in the garden. I will take a walk.
So disappointing. The scampering white hair is of no help at all, as Alice fluctuates in size, at times so small and now terrifyingly tall. She has shed copious tears to form a salty pool, and she's become so grim as she sees a flustered mouse and a duck out there taking a swim. A dumb dodo is around, and today he goes by his instinct to get out the mess, as he knows that soon he will be extinct. These creatures have troubles of their own to rave about and show. So how will they help her? She does not know. Do not lose heart, dear Alice, in a fluster. Maybe henceforth, things will get better and better. All right, the adventures continue, and now it won't be long, as vibrant peacocks do a sprightly dance to the woo-woo song. In the jungle, it's now time to jump, jump, and dance, dance, and sway, sway. The woo-woo song, let us play. dance is over, but the colorful peacocks continue to sway and hover. As you all know the pleasure of our dreams, such endless treasure of traveling in a wonderful dream, I mean, where we have no stop sign anywhere to be seen. Coming back to Alice, now that she is enormous in appearance, she is desperate to undo this shocking occurrence. She comes to a garden and sees yet another surprising sight. A caterpillar sitting on a mushroom. The thumping, foot-tapping dance is over, but the colorful peacocks continue to sway and hover. As you all know the pleasure of our dreams, such endless treasure of traveling in a wonderful dream, I mean, where we have no stop sign anywhere to be seen. Coming back to Alice, now that she is enormous in appearance, she is desperate to undo this shocking occurrence. She comes to a garden and sees yet another surprising sight. A caterpillar sitting on a mushroom, seeing her plight. Upset and uncomfortable, she is full of woes. She looks at him, a queer creature with hundreds of toes. But he will give her good advice and come to her rescue. To eat a bite of mushroom, he asks her to do. So she receives advice so stellar from the wise, multi-legged caterpillar. But can she ever get back to her normal size? Why don't you watch for a pleasant surprise?
Mr. Rabbit! Mr. Rabbit! Oh, will I ever find him? Mr. Rabbit!
Really good. There's no point chasing him at all. He's forever trying to reach his endless goal, which I doubt if he ever will. Only his poor paws he will kill. Okay, dear, come here and tell me your goal. And while you speak, just scratch my 10th or the 15th toe.
Oh no, I won't do that.
Oh, unlike you, I'm so blessed to have so many. No, don't stare at me like that. I can't be that funny.
Well, my problem is all about size, which I cannot surmise. Sometimes I shrink and sometimes I grow. I just find it difficult to figure it all.
Ah, that's no issue. For you children going to school, did you not notice this toadstool?
This toadstool.
Yes, this one upon which I sit. Just take a tiny bite and taste it. No, don't be afraid at all. Just take a tiny bite and chew it really small. Take a small one from the north side and a small one from the south. This will regulate your size, you see, and make a balance from that large to that tiny. Go on, eat it.
Should I eat it or should I not? I don't think I have a choice. Oh, this tastes awful. Oh, what's happening? Oh,
what's happening? Oh, I'm back to my normal size. Oh, thanks, like Master Tooth. And with those, you seem to be the one who everything knows.
Now, that you're normal, why don't you join our party?
Party?
Yes, party. There, far yonder, under that big oak tree. The man feels so hearty. I know someone Take you, bro.